Abraham Lincoln, George Washington, Martin Luther King Jr. What do all these people have in common? Now the answer is they're all leaders. Oxford Dictionary defines the word leader as a person who leads or commands a group, organization, or country. Now a leader is the person in a group that when they talk, people listen. Stay tuned, as today I'm going to go over the 7 ways you can become a leader. So let's hop into it right now. The number 1 way that you can be a leader is to actually just believe that you are, or that you are meant to be, a leader. Now, this comes without saying, but you should not and cannot let this newfound thought of being a leader or being meant to be a leader turn into cockiness or arrogance, because then nobody's going to listen to you in that leadership role. They're all just going to turn away from you and they're not going to trust you. Another big thing about being a leader is posture and eye contact. Now for me, it's kind of hard to keep eye contact because the lens is right here and I'm watching myself right here, so I keep going back and forth. But when you're talking to somebody, you gotta look them right in the eyes and keep your back straight, your chest up like this. Here, I'll show you. Keep your chest up, keep your back straight. You should always be like this. From what I found, when you walk like this and you carry yourself in this kind of manner, people look at you a little bit different. I used to be the guy that slouched and I walked like this. I had the nerd neck going on. But then you have to straighten yourself up, make sure you look nice, and when you speak, people will listen. A leader isn't afraid to look adversity in the eye and give it the middle finger. So what makes you think people are different? Eye contact is a power play. Now, imagine you are a kicker on a football team, and if you don't know anything about football, just stick with me. Now, if you are a kicker on a football team, say that you're in a game and you're in the 4th quarter with 2 seconds left and you're down by 2, you have to win this game. So the other coach is going to call a timeout to try and ice you. But if you are a leader, if you are a king, like you like to say you are, then you don't give a f if you call the timeout. You're still going to kick that damn ball through those goalposts and you're going to win that damn game. You know how male birds show their feathers when they're around a flock of female birds? They kind of get all big like this, and they like to show how manly they are in terms of birds and how they interact. Well, people are animals too, so there's not really a difference. Me, I'm not a big guy. I'm 5'6". I'm like 140 pounds, but you can still present yourself as a bigger individual like this. Just put your chest out, make sure you're working out regularly, get more muscle mass, and people will look at you differently. The next tip is to learn from other leaders. Now, before I say anything else, I'm not going to make this political. I'm not political myself, but I personally recommend Donald Trump's book, The Art of the Deal. Now, this is a book that I've been reading, and it just kind of talks about how he built his businesses, how he runs his businesses. As you know, Donald Trump is a billionaire. He's super rich. So it really can't hurt to learn from people like him in terms of business. I'm not talking about anything other than business. Let's not get political. Let's not get opinionated. Don't just learn about people's success. Learn about their failures, because failure is what helped them learn how to be successful. Charles Bukowski. He was not very famous or anything like that until shortly before he died. And in his eyes, he was not very successful, but shortly after his death, he ended up selling like millions of books and everything like that, because he was a writer, he was a poet. He was working at a post office at some point in his life when a publishing company contacted him and wanted him to work for them. Now, they offered him a deal where he wouldn't be making a lot of money and he would be making less money than if he was at the post office. So he told them, well, you gave me this choice to keep working here and make money, or to become an artist and starve. And he said, I will choose to starve, because he's going to do what he feels will make him the most successful. Even though on his tombstone, the effigy says 2 words, don't try. Which I've always found very interesting about Charles Bukowski. But this is one of the things where you need to realize that maybe some things that you might see as a failure can turn into success later on in life. Such as Charles Bukowski leaving the post office job to make less money with a publishing company, which ended up making him a lot of money. The next tip on how you can be a leader is to get organized. Now, you can see right here I have a whiteboard where I write everything down. I write in 3 categories, which I recommend. I put this week, and I write all the things I have to do this week. I put this month, I put everything I have to do that month. And I put this year, where I put my goals for the year. I put everything I need to accomplish for the year. And I just get it all organized so it's written down. There was a study a while back, I'm not sure who did it, so I can't put it in the description, but they said that if you write stuff down, you're more likely to do it, especially if you go back and you cross the things off, because it's one of those things. We talked about endorphins in the last video on pornography, but it's another similar thing. When you cross off something, you do have endorphins that are released, and they give you happy emotions. This is why it's imperative that you write everything that you have to do down and go back to cross it off. That in turn will make you more successful and closer to this leadership role that we're all trying to achieve. The next tip today is to respect your peers. Now, you may not agree with your peers or people in your workspace, your school, wherever you go and socialize, but you do need to respect them and think about why they think what they think. Say, if you are on one side of a political spectrum and one of your peers is on the opposite, you can easily just say, oh, I don't trust you because you are a blank and I am a blank. But you can learn from their perspective why they think what they think, instead of just saying, oh, you're stupid because you don't agree with me. This is what a leader does. And as a leader, you need to understand more than one perspective. Learn from these people and learn to pick up social cues, which will not only help you be a leader, but it'll help you talk to women as well. The next tip is to share your ideas. Even as a junior or senior in high school, I had people that I don't even know, I've never seen before, walk up to me and ask me for dating advice, or ask me for financial advice and say, how do I invest? How do I invest in stocks? How do I get this girl? I really like this girl. How do I get her number? And this is because I have shared my ideas with these people, even just briefly. I just mention it. I say, oh yeah, you should do this, or I would recommend doing this, talking to this girl, doing this. And these people will gladly pay for this kind of advice. I never charged them in high school, but as of now, I am a dating coach and I do charge for these type of things. Leaders are vocal, man. They grab life by the cojones and they speak up. They say what they believe, and they aren't discouraged when somebody doesn't agree with them. The next tip is to just be yourself, man. Be yourself and be honest with everybody that you interact with. If you do this, it'll help not only you in a mental state, but also it'll help you become a leader. How can you lead somebody if you're not honest with them? You're just gonna lead them into a path of lies, and being dishonest will not get you anywhere but potentially jail or potentially getting beat up or killed. So this is why you need to be honest with the people that you interact with. Not only will they respect you more, but they'll want to be around you more, and they'll want to bring more people around you. And this will help not only with social status and picking up girls, it'll help you with business, it'll help you with everything. If you're just honest, because all relationships stem from honesty. So if you're just honest with people and you genuinely try to help them out with things, then they will respect you and they will, quote unquote, follow you. Now, this is the very last tip today. but it's an important one. What is a leader without followers? Now, I'm not talking about on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, or whatever social media thing you have. I'm talking about real life followers. Who are you going to lead? Who are you going to teach? Who are you going to mentor? Now, that's not so much as a tip, but here is the tip. If you are going to be a leader, you have to go out and actively find people or groups or companies or anything to lead. Start a business, have employees, become a volunteer head coach for, I don't know, football, basketball, whatever it is that you like. Become a mentor young kids, mentor people that are in high school or college, mentor people that don't have the experience that you have, and this will help you become a leader. With that all being said, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. Go kick some ass, achieve your goals, and get swole. Peace.